Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gaurav, for that beautiful introduction. Uh, Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today I'm going to express my thoughts on how I have been going about writing speeches over the last 2 years that I have been part of Toastmasters. And I sincerely hope that you are able to get at least a couple of points which can help you start writing speeches, because speech writing is a very, very important point and a very important step in your journey as a Toastmaster. I would like to believe that speech writing is an art as well as a science, just as you can consider music or dancing. The more you practice, the more you get better at it. But it is also a science because there are certain techniques which you can follow. There are certain steps and structure and process that you can follow, as Toastmaster Ajay already highlighted for evaluation. You can also have certain processes for writing speeches which can help you develop good speeches. Firstly, when I start to write about a speech, the first thing which comes to my mind is, what do I write about? Or what is the topic that I have to choose? This is something which I really used to struggle with. And I'm sure that many of y'all must be struggling with. And even now, sometimes when I have to write a speech, I struggle. Oh my God, what exactly do I speak about? So choosing the topic becomes one of the most important decisions that you need to make before you start writing your speech. But as I have grown as a Toastmaster, I feel that choosing a topic is really not a big deal, but it's more about observing your own life and commenting about your own life. We have all lived 20 or 30 years in this room, and we all have different instances during our life, and we can choose to speak about any of those instances and make a speech out of it. So, for example, I had this skydiving experience recently when I went to New Zealand. So, you would say, what is the big deal? How can you write a speech about it? But let's break down this process. Skydiving was an important experience for me, but what all has it taught me? It helped me overcome my fear of heights. So that gives me a very important message that I can convey. That with this experience, I was able to overcome a very important fear. And I'm pretty sure all of you will have a lot of such experiences. It may not be skydiving, but it can be learning to drive a car. It can be your first job interview. It can be that one big examination. How did you pass the examination? It can be any incident from your life which you can choose to speak about. So once you choose a topic, the associated point and the related point is, what is the message? What is the key message that you want to give your audience? So here it can be about overcoming your fears when you want to speak about skydiving, say, for example. Or if it is about attending that one interview, it can be about making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. Similarly, it goes for any examinations that you may have given and you would have failed or you would have overcome it. So it's not necessary that you need to have had really big failures. You need to be an Ambani or a Tata who has failed at doing some great things, and then you have achieved great things. Only then you can write a speech. But you can write speeches on any simple topics, any simple events that have happened during your life, and focus on the message that you want to share. So that brings me to the first point, that is choosing a topic and building a key message and deciding on the key message that you would want to share with the audience. Now, here, another tip that I have, or another thing that I personally follow, is I like to speak on a lot of social topics. So, for example, you could choose to speak about the issue of mental illness, or you could choose to speak about the farmers' protests which are going on. While, of course, we are not allowed to speak about the political aspect at Toastmasters, but you can always speak about what the issue actually is, how it has got built up, and what could be the solutions, and so on and so forth. So that is the first point that I would like to share with you here, which is choosing a topic and understanding what is the one message that we want to give. Then comes the next part to speech writing, and that is having 3 to 4 stories related to that message. So, building on the example of skydiving, I can first say that I am for this person who is very scared of heights, and I can give 3 to 4 examples of how badly I'm scared of heights. So there have been so many instances in the past where I have gone to a tall place and I have been made fun of by my friends, or it could be that I looked at the building and I got scared. So it could be building on those. You could actually take up 3 to 4 stories related to that particular message that you want to deliver about, and then you could bring them together, and that is how you can start building the content for your speech. And then you would have these three to four instances where you failed at doing something, and then you can finally end it with this one instance where you actually faced that fear and you were able to overcome that fear, in my example. Now here comes the other additional and important parts to speech writing, and that is having a strong opening. Having a strong opening can be achieved through various means. Firstly, you can have use of quotes. You can use quotes, as Toastmaster Ajay Hiraskar also mentioned. You can use quotes related to the subject that you want to mention. Or you could also have a question to the audience that, fellow Toastmasters, have you done this? Or have you felt this? How does it feel to jump from 10,000 feet? Have you experienced this fear? So once you ask that question to the audience, everyone immediately gets hooked onto your speech, and that creates a very special impact. So these are some of the ways in which you can have a strong opening. And thereafter, you can start by giving your stories. You can start by what are the different incidences where you have actually faced the fear. And then you can go on to speak about what was the process as to how you actually overcame that fear. And then finally conclude, and that is the last portion, which is the conclusion. So when you speak about the conclusion, again, that is something which has to be effective. You can again end it with the same quote which you used at the beginning. So for example, you can have this punch line. So for example, I am not afraid. You can have this punch line at the beginning of the speech and at the end of the speech. So, or even in different portions of your speech. So you could use a punch line like that, which will help you build your speech. Or you could have again a call to the audience. You can tell the audience what is the next fear that you are going to face, and that is how you can conclude the speech as well. So these are different ways in which you can conclude a speech. And so here I've spoken about the second part, which is building your structure. So having a strong opening, having 3 to 4 stories, 3 to 4 incidences related to that topic, which you can use to build upon. And then finally giving a strong conclusion, which can be used through use of quotes or through use of some audience interaction questions. Now I come to the next part, which is the overall packaging of the speech, which I call the packaging of the speech, because all of this, we have focused on the content. And once the content is ready, now it is time to add the masala and the tadka to our dish, which is our speech. And how we can do that is there are different ways here in which that can be achieved. Firstly, use of dialogues. Use of dialogues is something which can be really effective, because you are in. So what happens is within your speech, you are able to say a story. You are able to actually narrate an incident. So for example, I can say that my friend said this, and then, oh, she commented like this, and then I commented like this. So that also gives you an opportunity to use voice modulation, where you can modulate your voice and actually express how scared you were, or how your friend was mocking you. So if you include dialogues during your speech, that gives a very good that is a very good packaging element to your speech. Another thing is use of humor. And now use of humor can be a bit tricky. It's something which may not come naturally to you, but if possible, you can definitely try using some humor to your speech, because that lightens the mood. Once you If you have some humor even at the beginning of the speech, you need not have a lot of jokes throughout your speech. It's just that even if you have one or two jokes, that will lighten the whole moment, and that will attract a lot of audience attention to you, and that can improve the quality of your speech. That's one. Another aspect that I would like to highlight is use of props. Now, this is something which is at an advanced stage, but if you have something which you can use as a prop during your speech. So for example, you're speaking about some conversation that you had with your friend, and you want to show this phone. You just want to use this phone and say, oh, I was talking with my friend over the phone, and you use the phone. So that actually adds more value and quality to the speech. So if possible, you can also try using props while delivering your speech. The next point which I would like to highlight is, how do you give your speech? Whereas currently, of course, right now I'm sitting and delivering my speech, but usually what I prefer to do while giving a prepared speech is to stand and give my speech. Personally, for me, when I stand, it gives me a lot of energy. Point number one, that is an advantage. And another point is, I can also move around, and I can effectively use the room area, the stage. And hence, that gives me an opportunity to make good use of my gestures and my body language. And this is something which can really stand out for any person during a prepared speech. Yes. So these are some of the elements which I would like to highlight, uh, which can be used for enhancing your speech, which is humor, use of dialogues, use of props, voice modulation, and gestures. That is standing and speaking, and use of body language while you're doing that. With that, I would like to actually share my screen and show you the International Speech Contest ballot. So for the benefit of all new members, the International Speech Contest would be held sometime next year in the month of February, March, and at your club level. And this is usually the marking ballot which is used. So as you can see, the speech content, the speech development, effectiveness, speech value, all of this carries 50 marks. That is the weightage out of 100. And then for the delivery part, which is your physical appearance, the voice, the manner in which you have delivered the speech, that carries around 30 marks. And finally, the language that you use, the appropriateness and the correctness of the words, that carries around 20 marks. So this is something which you need to keep in mind while you're developing the speech. So while content is king, as they always say, delivery also carries a good 13 points, as well as the appropriateness of language, which has 20 points. And hence, I would like all of you to keep these points in mind while you're while you're developing your speech. Also, for your information, if a person needs to participate at a speech contest, you need to at least complete level 2 of your pathways. I hope most of you would be knowing that, but just as an add-on. And hence, if you are really gunning to participate at the international speech contest of your club, please do ensure that you reach out to your vice president education and take speech slots so that you can participate at your club. While in the interest of time, I'm not actually showing you the speech, but if you go to YouTube, Dhananjay Hetrachi's speech is something which is, I have also put the YouTube link on the chat box. His speech is something which you can really have a look at and get inspired by as to how well he has actually, used those punchlines. So he says, I see something in you. That was the title of the speech. He starts with that. He uses 3 to 4 incidences during his life. And every time he uses that punchline, I see something. And then he ends with that. So you can have a look at the speech and see how wonderfully he has done this. At the same time, he also uses a rose. And so he's using prop, he's using body language, voice modulation. It's just a perfect package of a wonderful speech. With that, I would like to hand over back to Gaurav. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Divya, for conducting the workshop on speech writing. We will now take questions from the audiences. So if anyone has a question, you can either post it in the chat section or unmute and ask the question. Okay. So Divya, I had a question. I'll start. So one thing early on when I became a member of Toastmasters, one of my concern points was I was not really comfortable sharing a lot of personal details when it came to speaking on stage. So how would you approach a situation like that?
So Gaurav, personally, yeah, I mean, I agree that I was very uncomfortable sharing my personal things. So what I used to do is at least at that point in time, what helped me is I used to make jokes on myself. I think that really works well because when you make jokes on yourself, everyone starts laughing and then they easily connect with you. So even though you would have really felt bad during the actual situation, but when it's a comedy and everyone starts laughing, so people really like your speech. So yeah, that is something which I follow. And another thing that I also usually do is I speak a lot of other topics which are not my personal stories. So I speak on some social issues or things that I have seen in others' lives, but I really don't want to point out that it has happened in their life. So I give it like a social angle. So that has helped me. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. Okay. So what we can do is, since we have a lot of members who are new, if any one or two members who feel if they have any speech ideas or something that you want to discuss or probably just get an opinion on, this is actually a good time to do that.
Let me put my video on. Hi, Diva. Is it Divya?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing those insightful information on how to structure speeches. On my side, I find myself, I'm a person who speaks more on my personal life. And I find myself having challenges when I do a research projects. Yeah, so I did my research project early this week. But what I did, because I'm more of a personal life, like storytelling, So what I did with my project, the opening of my project was more of a scenario, something that happened, my uncle talking to me. Then I took that point and then I applied the research project later in the stage, but the first 15 seconds, it was more of a personal story, what happened to me. and I take that, I apply it in the project itself. So yeah, but yeah, besides that, I was like scratching my head and thinking, where am I going to start with this project? Do I just start talking about something that I research about someone? Do I put my life as well, my personal stories inside the project? So yeah, I have difficulties writing projects. I don't know how I'm going to handle that in future. Am I still gonna just put personal story, and is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? What are your recommendations?
It's a great thing. I think we can all have some personal stories. So for example, as you were saying, or maybe if I can say that I can start this research and presentation by saying that I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours, and how the whole thing went about, and how it took me so much time. And from that, and that can actually give me a good starting point to speak about the traffic situation, to speak about the infrastructure problems that our city faces. And then you can conclude by, you can also engage other people. So that is actually a very great way of starting. If you are able to connect your personal story to a research project, that's you can do it easily. Or otherwise, if you are not able to find something which you want to, you are not able to fit your personal story into it, you can actually, the thing that I follow is I usually read up newspapers, and you get good articles of stories of other people. So, for example, you could start by saying that there were two men on the road, and one of them was trying to clean the sewer. While cleaning, one of them died, and that was the issue of, so you can actually start by using some of the articles in newspapers or wherever you're researching your project for, that can have some stories. So you could begin with that story as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? We can take one more question in the interest of time. So I think in the interest of time, we will conclude the second educational session. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Divya Iyer,